Fellow speakers, guests. Thomas Hardy, if you don't know, was one of the most successful authors in the 19th century and one of life's great depressives. Thomas Hardy was not a happy man. He didn't write happy stories. How many of them can I remember from my boyhood school days of being compelled to read Thomas Hardy? Far from the Madding Crowd is probably one of his most sad novels, but rivalled perhaps only by another one called The Mayor of Casterbridge. Now we haven't got a lot of time tonight, so I can't go into a comparison of both of them. But let me tell you a little more about Thomas Hardy. When he had written The Mayor of Casterbridge and was about to embark on Far from the Madding Crowd, these were all stories called Wessex tales. So they're not all that far away from us, really. It's sort of this imaginary area around Somerset and perhaps Wiltshire, of farm folk and country people leading sadly depressing lives. And Thomas Hardy actually embarked on explaining to the world how an ordinary life that was going along and being very ordinary, and people lived close to the earth in Wessex and they didn't have a lot of money, and they would probably think life couldn't be worse, but Thomas made it worse. Thomas could take any situation of brightness and hilarity and fun and turn it into a tragedy. And that is what Far from the Madding Crowd is. It's the story of love that is misplaced. It's the story of deception. It's the story of another love that comes along and is unfulfilled. It's the story of a heroine who dies. It's the story of another heroine who finally, I was going to say makes out, but that has a double meaning. Who finally gets her just desserts and has some kind of happiness. But there you go, that was Thomas Hardy, you know. He lived a fine life. He almost committed suicide himself over the criticism that he got from Mayor of Casterbridge. Another story of Great Depression, which I'd love to tell you another night just to cheer you all up. And I sometimes look and think, why did he bother? Why did he bother? But there's a lot of richness and depth in his stories. And if you want to see a cracking good film, Far from the Madding Crowd is a good film. Better than the book.